page number 44, making fantastic progress here on this fantastic Wednesday morning, and only a few days away till the Grand Siyum. So very, very much excited. We're exploring all different case scenarios, let's say, within regards to oaths which someone might take, and so on and so forth. That's what we've been talking about. And now, once again, using Robert Adin Steinsaltz's brilliant notes here on page number 44, we know that we're talking about the topic of an oath, let's say, allowing a plaintiff to collect. So what's going on, friends? Although the only oaths that we find, let's say, inside the Torah are those that allow a defendant to swear and free himself, let's say, from monetary obligation. Naturally, we see in Parashat Mishpatim in chapter 22 of Sefer Shemot in verse number 10. I'd recommend everyone to look at that. Nevertheless, the sages of the Mishnah establish oaths that would also allow, let's say, a plaintiff to swear by doing so, to, let's say, receive a payment. These oaths are going to be described over here in Perek Kol HaNishba'im. This is naturally the 7th chapter of Masechet Shevuot, which very much is featured in today's page, friends. And it begins on this specific daf. Now, there are a number of categories, let's just say, of people who are nishba v'notel. So what is this, friends, over here? Who take an oath and collect their claim at the end. One such situation is when there are, let's say, reglaim ledavar. This terminology we've mentioned about various occasions before inside the Talmud. What is this? When there are strong reasons to think that the claim of the plaintiff has merit. Such cases will include, let's say, situations like an employee who claims his wages, or storekeeper, let's say, whose records show that money is owed to him. Now, we could say that although the Mishnah lists such cases with the words ve'elu nishba'im v'notlim. What is this terminology? These are the ones who can take an oath and collect. Now, the great commentator named Tosfot is going to point something out over here. He points out that the list is not exhausted, and we find other cases where a similar rule is going to apply over here. For example, a creditor who comes to collect from the children of the person who owes him, let's say, money after he passes away, after his death. That's for an example. Now, the commentator, once again, Tosafot, is going to explain that the cases listed inside our Mishnah are only those, let's say, where the oath over here was instituted by the rabbis. Why? For the benefit of the plaintiff. That is to say, over here, cases where he would ordinarily have been unable to collect the money owed to him, and the oath, let's just say, instituted by the sages, allow him to collect the money that he is owed. Now, there are other cases of nishba v'notel where the person, let's say, should have been able to collect even without an oath in those cases. What is that? And let's say the institution of an oath was an additional, let's just say, demand made on the plaintiff by the sage over here. So that's very interesting. Such, let's just say, case of a nishba v'notel are not included, obviously, inside this page of the Mishnah, naturally. So it's page number 44. Now, friends, we have 5 days left now. I recommend everyone, we covered the entire series of Masechet Nedarim about 2.5 years ago. This tractate over here very much complements that tractate. So if you look over the playlist that we did, we're talking about I think it was about 2.5 years ago now, we did this entire tractate over here. You can see all these case scenarios that actually occurred at that point in time, because that Masechet Nedarim, which we learned, was in of itself, it was like a full encompassment, like a full encyclopedia of various different cases that actually would have taken place, very, very similar to this, which I recommend everyone to actually look at in its time at the moment. So we're just just waiting at the pharmacy, so we've got a couple of minutes to speak at the moment. Yeah, it's always a long queue. So just to say over a few extra things with regards to just what's going on at the moment. Every day we are going through a tidbit of the Daf Yomi. We have already covered more than 1,100 pages, which is absolutely phenomenal achievement over here. I didn't think from the outset when we started in Tractate Ketubot, Masechet Ketubot, back in I think it was, if you look back in May 2022, it was meant to be once a month or once a week we would do a tidbit, and now all of a sudden we've been doing for now strong for nearly 2.5 years, every single day without fail. We've been covering a page inside the Talmud, which is a brilliant achievement. We went through Masechet Ketubot already, we went through Nedarim, we did Nazir, we did Sota, Masechet Sota, we pretty much went through everything. We did 3 babas: Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, Baba Bakra. If you look back, we just finished Masechet Makot last month before we started Shavuot, and probably my favorite was Masechet Sanhedrin, where we were phenomenally able to encompass, let's just say, all the different sections inside the tractate. It's every single day. It's a beautiful thing to learn a daily page every single day. It's very, very important, I find, and how much it's good to learn with each other. And they actually state over something else, that when someone is teaching over, let's say, a tractate to someone else, the person that's teaching it actually learns the page in a much better fashion than they would have if they would have just recited it over to themselves. So it's actually interesting. For many, many years, I was with the Chavruta the whole time, and we were learning, so I took notes down the whole time. But now that since I've started, actually, we started on Masechet Shevuot, and it would force me now to look at notes, explore different things on the internet within regards to the tractate. And when you're being taught something, and you know you're going to teach it to someone else, the person themselves is going to learn that topic much better. And I think I said this over. I think we were in Elad, in the city of Elad. It was Chol Hamoed Pesach, if I recollect. And we're talking all about this topic. And one of the things that we talked about was when the teacher has to teach someone else, they are forced to learn the topic at a better rate. So on the flip side, more is going to be expected from the person that's educating the person. If they fall short, let's just say, of what they're teaching, but at the same time, it does force the person to learn the subject much better. So that is very, very much interesting. So I recommend everyone to look at it. And anyone out there that you've got any good feedback you want to say over with regards to the tractates, it's always appreciated, because we're a community here. And now on this channel over here, we just don't do Daf Yomi. Also, we look at the stories of the great righteous rabbis of yesteryear. That's one of the projects that we're doing. We do the Masechet Shevuot, weekly parsha. We do a small tidbit on. We also will do on the new Hebrew month. We are an online encyclopedia trying to look at the great rabbis, especially from Oriental countries of yesteryear. We've covered nearly just over 1,000 biography videos of famous rabbis, which I recommend everyone to watch over also on the channel. We speak about current events a little bit also. That's another thing that we are doing on the channel. And also, we travel all over Israel. So we're really trying to get like the breadth and the best of everything Israel, everything Jewish. There won't be another channel that can compete with us when it comes to Jewish pride, love of Israel, passion for the land of Israel, and just all good things like that. So friends, I've got to just go to in the pharmacy now. I'm going to pick something up, one of the kids, and going to wish you all a fantastic day over here from recording from the city of Shemesh. If you want to dedicate a video, let's just say Lilu Nishmat, to anybody in memory of somebody, let me know, send me an email, and I would be able to sort it out. Bezrat Hashem. So wishing you all a fantastic day. Take care here from the city of Shemesh.